Maxine Waters, a representative from Los Angeles, took to the podium during the DNC and gave about a 3-minute speech in regards to trying to tie Vice President Kamala Harris to the legacy of that of freedom fighter Fannie Lou Hamer. Now, she talked about how Fannie Lou Hamer and her original delegation, the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, tried to be seated as delegates at the 1964 DNC, but they were told no. Now, I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Now, she also talked about how they were finally successful in 1968, although they had to rebrand, if you will, under the Loyal Democratic Party of Mississippi or something like that. Now, many of those members were members of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, if you will. Okay, let's go back to 1964. Now, in 1964, Fannie Lou Hamer took a seat and she gave her testimony as to what happened to her and her fellow freedom fighters as they were trying to register to vote. They were put into jail and beaten to a bloody pulp by the jailers there and other black inmates who were forced to beat them. She said she was beat from head to toe to the point of it caused her a lot of permanent damage. She also said that later on she had a cyst on her ovaries and the doctor decided to give her a hysterectomy, and she coined it a Mississippi appendectomy because she did not tell the doctor to do that. She was going in for a routine procedure and the doctor was like, I'll just take out your whole uterus. So she did not have children of her own from that point. Okay, so in 1964, she was giving her testimony. Do you know that Lyndon B. Johnson, who was the president at that time, tried 3 times to preempt her testimony because it was being televised? He wanted to get on and talk about something. They had like other commercials and things try to interrupt her, but unbeknownst to him, the nation heard her testimony of what she went through to get to that point to try to get her people in Mississippi to vote because she came from a community of sharecroppers who were not getting a fair shake in nothing. And so she felt like they needed to be heard, which is why they formed their own delegation. But to hear Maxine Waters talk about Fannie Lou Hamer and Kamala, I think it's an insult. It's an insult to the legacy of Fannie Lou Hamer because Fannie Lou Hamer and Kamala do not have the same history at all. Kamala ain't never got beat up from head to toe because she was trying to do something in this country. And I also love, and I'm being sarcastic there, how Maxine Waters negated to talk about Lyndon B. Johnson being a racist. Now, he's a Democrat, right? He's dead now, but he was a Democrat, being very racist and trying not to get that black woman heard. In fact, he called her an ignorant Negro woman. We don't want her to be heard, right? Those are the things that he was saying about Fannie Lou Hamer. And now the Democratic Party is, fantasizing about Fannie Lou Hamer and everything like that. But just think about this before I leave. That convention took place in 1964 in August. Do you know what was signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson in July of that year? Well, that was a Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Public Law Act, if you will. And it basically said that people are not allowed to be discriminated against due to their race, religion, color, sexual orientation, or nationality. And there he was a whole month later trying to stop Fannie Lou Hamer from telling her story of simply just wanting to vote but being brutalized and darn near killed because she's doing that. But Maxine Waters, who says she has fond memories of, those things taking place, she forgot to tell that part. Now I wonder why. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.